Hello everyone, in this class we'll do some more problems. So here is a problem for you. Consider two twins A and B aged 20 years. Twin B takes a round trip space voyage to star at velocity 0.99 c. According to those on Earth, the star is 40 light years away. What will be the ages of A and B when we finish these trips? So in this problem, it is given that there are two twins. Since they are twins, therefore their initial age will be same, 20 years of each. But what happens? A is on ground, okay, but B goes for a space voyage in a round trip. So B is going to star. Suppose from A, B is going at some point. Suppose this is the star, okay, and returning back again to the Earth. So what will happen? This star is 40 light years away, 40 light years away, and therefore twin B is going 40 light years away and coming back 40 light years away. So the total distance that B travel will be equal to 80 light years. This is 2L. This 2L is with respect to A. So 2L is 80 light years. So what is the time difference? What is the time interval that A will find for the journey of B? So he will find that B will complete this journey in time delta t is equal to 2L by V, that is 80 light years divided by velocity is 0.99 c. What is light year? Light year is the distance traveled by light in 1 year. So if you solve it, you will get it 80.8 years. This is the total time taken by B for his trip as observed by A. Therefore, the change in age of A can be given as delta t. Delta t will be equal to the change in age of A when B comes back to Earth. So delta t will be equal to 80.8 years. Therefore, age of A will be 100.8 years. Now we have to find out what is the age of B. So to calculate the age of B, we must know what is the change in age of B. The change in age of B will be given by delta t naught is equal to delta t multiplied by 1 minus v square by c square. Delta t naught is a proper time because B is moving and A is not moving. So delta t naught will be given as 80.8 1 minus 0.99 c divided by c का whole square. So if you will solve it, you will get 80.8 into 0.141 and this is equal to 11.39, and therefore age of B will be equal to initial age, that is 20 plus 11.39, that is 31.39 years. So when B will complete its journey, the age of A will be equal to 100.8 years and age of B will be equal to 31.39 years. Why this difference? This difference is because of the effect of time dilation. So let's look at the we'll look at the next problem. A beam of pions has velocity v is equal to 0.6 c. The pion has a lifetime, that is its proper lifetime is 1.8 into 10 to power minus 8 second. Okay. Now you have to calculate how long it take for half the pions to decay. How far will they travel in this time? So you have to calculate its half lifetime in laboratory frame of reference. So delta t will be equal to delta t naught divided by square root of 1 minus b square by c square. So if you will substitute the values, 10 to the power minus 8 divided by 1 minus v is 0.66, so it will be 0.36. He will cancel each other, so you finally will get 2.25 into 10 to the power minus 8 second. So this is the time that pion will take to decay half of its total value, and now we have to calculate how far will they travel in this time. So since it's moving with velocity 0.6, so we can calculate L is equal to V delta T, V delta T. V is 0.6 into 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Delta T is 2.25 into 10 to the power minus 3. So if you will solve it, you will get 4.05 meter. So this is the distance up to which they will travel before they become their value will become half. So our next problem is calculate the velocity of a watch which it seems to be slowed down by 1 minute in 1 hour. So we have already solved similar problems. So in this case delta t naught is 59 minutes and delta t is equal to 60 minutes, that is 1 hour. What is delta t naught? Delta t naught is its proper time, and delta t is time observed by observer which is not moving. So you have to calculate the velocity of a watch by which observer watch will be slowed down by 1 minute. So you have to use again the formula, that is delta t naught divided by 1 minus v square by c square. Here we will substitute the value. So delta t is 60, same unit both side, no problem. 59 minutes, minutes will cancel each other. 1 minus v is we have to calculate. So if you simplify it, you will get v is equal to 5.43 into 10 to the power 7 meter per second. Let's look at the next problem. Here in this problem is given that how fast must a spacecraft travel relative to Earth for each day on the spacecraft to correspond to 2 days on Earth. So suppose this is your spacecraft and this is your Earth. Spacecraft is moving with velocity v. So 1 day in spacecraft is equal to the time difference measured by observer which is at ground. What he measures 2 days. So here delta t naught is equal to 1 day and delta t is equal to 2 days. So you have to calculate the velocity, how fast must a spacecraft travel. So again we will use the expression for time dilation, that is delta t is equal to delta t naught divided by 1 minus v square by c square. Here delta t is 2 and delta t naught is 1. Delta t is the time measured by the observer which is at ground, and delta t naught is the time which is measured by the observer which is inside the spacecraft. So let's put the value 2 1 1 minus v square by c square. When you will solve it, you will find that v is equal to root 3 by 4c. Now there is next problem. What is the increase in relativistic mass of a particle of rest mass 1 gram when it is moving with 0.8 c velocity? Hence find its kinetic energy. So given that velocity is 0.8 c, that a particle of rest mass m naught is equal to 1 gram is moving. So m naught is the rest mass and it is moving with velocity v is equal to 0.8 c. So you have to measure, since it is moving with some velocity, so for the observer which is at ground, he will observe some different mass as given by the mass variation formula, that is m naught divided by square root of 1 minus v square by c square. So first we have to calculate m naught. M naught is 1 gram. So 1 gram means 10 to power minus 3 kg divided by 1 minus v is 0.8 c. So you can write it 0.64 c square divided by c square. C square will cancel each other. So you will have 10 to power minus 3 divided by 0.6. Therefore the increase in mass will be given by, we have to calculate now what is the increase in relativistic mass. So increase in mass is the difference between mass observed and the mass its rest mass. So that is m minus m naught. So here you have calculated 10 to power minus 3 divided by 0.6 minus 10 to power minus 3. This is all in kilogram unit, kg. So if you will solve it further, you will find 0.667 into 10 to power minus 3 kg. So this is the increase in mass. So now next we have to calculate the kinetic energy. You know the kinetic energy? Kinetic energy is defined as m minus m naught c square. We have already derived this equation, if you remember. So if you calculate, you will find 0.667 into 10 to power minus 3 multiplied by c is 3 into 10 to power 8 ka whole square. So if you calculate it further, and if you calculate, then you will find its value comes to 6 into 10 to power 13 joule. So the kinetic energy of the particle is 6 into 10 to power 13 joule. So this is our next problem. In this problem, an electron and positron practically at rest come together and annihilate each other. Calculate the energy released. So what is electron and what is positron? Electron and positron are antiparticles. So positron is the antiparticle of electron. So when they come together, they annihilate each other. So rest mass of electron will be equal to rest mass of positron. Rest mass of electron is equal to, that is 9.1 into 10 to power minus 31 kg, and rest mass of positron will be same, that is 9.1 into minus 31 kg. So when they annihilate each other, so this mass converts into the energy. So So simply we have to calculate the energy released. So energy released, to calculate the energy released, we have the equation E is equal to mc square, that is mass energy equivalence relation. So m is here 2me, no problem, c square. So 2me means 2 into 9.1 into 10 to power minus 31, that is in kg, and again 3 into 10 to power 8 ka whole square. So if you will solve it, you will get the energy released will be equal to minus 13 joule. So let's do one more problem. In this problem you have to calculate the speed of electron which has kinetic energy equal to 2 mega electron volts. So kinetic energy is given, that is 2 mega electron volt. You know that 2 mega means 10 to power 6, electron volt means 1.6 into 10 to power minus 19 joule. So this is the kinetic energy and it is given, and you have to calculate the speed of electron. So for what speed its kinetic energy is equal to those. So in relativistic mechanics you know that kinetic energy is given by m minus m naught c square, and so this is equal to, kinetic energy is equal to 2 mev by c square is equal to m minus m naught, sorry, m minus m naught. You can write it. So you can write further, m naught can be taken out, 1 by 1 minus v square by c square minus 1, again this term. So we have to calculate v. So I think everything is clear now. So 2 mega electron volt, you can substitute 2 into 10 to power minus 6 into 1.6 into 10 to power minus 19, and c is 3 into 10 to power 8 chi square, and m naught is 9.1 into 10 to power minus 31. So this problem is almost solved because only variable is that, only unknown quantity is v. So if we will solve this problem, we will get the expression of v is equal to 0.967 c, and this is equal to 2.1 into 10 to power 8 meter per second. Now let's do our next problem, that is calculate the velocity at which the mass of a particle becomes 5 times its rest mass. So it is given that mass of the solution, so the mass of the particle becomes 5 times of its rest mass. So we have to calculate at what velocity this is possible. So you know the m naught is equal to 1 minus p square by c square, and this is equal to 5 m naught. M naught will cancel. If you will solve it, you will find that v is equal to root 24 by 25 c, and this is equal to 2.94 into 10 to power 8 meter per second. Okay, so if a particle moves with this velocity, then its mass becomes 5 times of its rest mass. So now let's do one more problem. Calculate the velocity of a particle when its rest mass energy is double to its kinetic energy. What is given here? Rest mass energy is equal to double to its kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is m minus m naught c square. You know na, kinetic energy is m minus m naught c square. So in this case we have to again calculate the velocity of a particle when this happens. So you can simplify it as m naught c square is equal to 2m c square minus 2m naught c square. So it will be equal to 3m naught c square is equal to 2m c square, and 2m, m is m naught square root of 1 minus v square by c square. C square will cancel each other. Okay, So you will get 1 minus v square by c square is equal to 4 by 9. I am not also consider this is the value. Will further solve it, you will find that this is equal to root 5 by 9 c, and hence its value will be equal to 0.75 c. So this is the velocity of a particle when its rest mass energy becomes double to its kinetic energy.